Today on Another World.
I'm afraid.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
I'm afraid for you.
Blaine, I can take care of myself. And what you have to do is let me take care of you.
Survivors. Jamie, you and me didn't get us. Too smart.
We've had our share of accidents, haven't we, Sheriff?
No, not accidents. Targets. You made it.
You were the only one that knew this accident was about to take place, right?
Just watching the boss's son.
It's just a little odd, isn't it? Coincidental that this sort of thing should happen, and to mar his visit on one of the very few days that Mr. Frame was down at the docks.
Maybe it wasn't a coincidence.
And now, the continuing story of Another World.
Hey, wait a minute. Where are you carrying those off to?
Well, my boss, your boyfriend, asked me to borrow them for the arena. Seems we're a little short. Can't serve the customers in paper cups.
You just make sure you borrow them back as soon as you can, or we're going to be short, too.
Okay, I just put in an order. I'll get them back as soon as the shipment comes in.
Okay.
Well, we'll see you.
Look, wait a minute, Larry. Have you heard how he is?
Who?
Jerry.
Well, I shouldn't think that should concern you.
You really know how to be cruel, don't you?
Well, I guess you'd know. You've had a good enough teacher.
Leave Jordan out of this.
Hey, I didn't mention his name. I want to stay out of trouble.
Larry, please. How is Jerry?
He's not great.
How bad is he?
Look, I don't know the details, but I'm not your little news messenger running over here with medical bulletins. I don't want Jordan on my back, you understand?
I found Jerry. I saw what happened to him. How do you think I feel?
Well, I guess you should have thought about that earlier.
Thought about what?
The fact that anybody who crosses Jordan or annoys him finds themselves with some pretty heavy medical bills or worse.
You make it sound like it was my fault.
Well, wasn't it? Why else would Jerry Grove be in the hospital right now?
How are things at the Daily Ledger?
Well, Phillip seems to have everything under control. But once the paper gets started, until then, I'm more a figurehead than anything else.
Well, perhaps that's just as well. You have more than enough workload as it is.
Mac, I'm getting through it all okay.
I don't see how. Only 24 hours in the day. Tell me, anything new at the dock situation?
Well, I plan to get down there later this week.
Fine. Look, as long as Brian and Sandy are both coming over here, not Sandy, but Jerry, are both coming over here, and it looks like they're running late as it is, but as long as they're both coming here, perhaps we should take up the dock situation with them. They might have some suggestion or advice about how to pursue the investigation.
That's a good idea. Well, if you want, I could talk with Jerry about it, and while you're with Brian, if we're running behind schedule, that is.
Well, I don't think we're going to be that late. Actually, I'd prefer to have you sit in on the whole meeting, unless you feel like it's too much for you.
Mac, come on, I'm okay.
I hope so.
But what is that, doubt?
No, it's just concern, Jim.
About what?
Well, you are carrying a very heavy workload.
And I like it that way. Okay?
Okay.
Hey, I listen, I hear from Cecile that you've been pretty busy yourself.
Oh, you mean the memoirs?
Right. In fact, she says that they may have to be published in several volumes.
Oh, no. I'm not thinking of publishing them at all. But it's true, it's getting to be a rather lengthy tome. I hope it's not too much for her.
Mac, I can help you with it if you want.
No. You've got enough to do. Absolutely not.
That sounds like an order.
It is. You've got more than enough to do. No added chores. As a matter of fact, if you've got as much to do as I think you have, you'd probably rather go back to your office and let me call you. Excuse me. Maybe they're here. Yes, Liz. Yes, ask him to come on in. Well, we'd about given you up.
Where's Jerry? I thought we were going to go over all this together, Brian.
Well, I take it you haven't heard. Jerry was the victim of a hit and run last night.
That's horrible. How's he doing?
So. He's pretty badly broken up. They must have hit him on the left side. His arm, his leg, even his face. But so far, at least, he's holding his own.
Oh, that's really dreadful. Is there anything we can do? Anyone we should contact?
Well, everything humanly possible has already been done, Mac.
I'd like to go see him if I could, if that's all right.
Sure, why don't you go to the hospital, see if there's anything we can do to help.
Oh, good, I will. Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Jay.
All right.
Oh, excuse me. I was just looking for you. Your wife wanted
Listen,
you to...
we don't have time.
Sure. Where should I put these?
Oh, why don't you put it on his desk? It'll be fine there. Thank you, Sandy.
Thanks, Mr. Coy.
Right. Sandy Alexander, he's a new trainee we've taken on. Look, Brian, perhaps we should, under the circumstances, cancel this meeting. I would certainly understand.
No, Mac, I prefer to go on. At times like this, it's sometimes best just to keep working. Perhaps it'll help take my mind off this supposed accident.
The way you say that, are you telling me that you think perhaps you have reason to believe it was not an accident?
What kind of thing is that to do to me?
Come on, Blaine, you weren't just passing by.
Please, Larry, don't you lay a guilt trip on me. I'm doing well enough myself, okay?
Oh, yeah, I just bet you are.
Well, listen to you. You haven't been doing a whole lot for Jerry's health recently either. I remember you just got through punching him out, right?
Hey, look, getting punched out and getting smashed up like that are two different things. Jerry nearly bought it last night, and he's still not out of the woods.
I see. Now, you two are friends. Funny.
There's nothing funny about it at all. Look, the guy asked to see me. He's dying. What do you think I am, made out of stone? You want me to sit at home and pretend nothing happened? I went over to visit him. Big deal.
Well, why did he want to see you so badly, and why now, all of a sudden?
Blaine, look, we didn't go over his grocery list.
This is not a joke, Larry. You tell me why Jerry wanted to see you.
How should I know?
You were there.
Look, the guy just mumbled something about, he's sorry that we had a falling out, took a few swings at each other. When you're that bad off, I guess you want a clean slate.
Big brother, I know you're talking because I can see your lips moving. I can hear words coming out. But I don't hear Larry talking.
Maybe you ought to have your hearing checked.
No, maybe I ought to get some straight answers. Like, what is going on? Larry, tell me what's going on. Talk to me.
You want to know what's going on?
Yes, I do.
Okay, it's easy. Why don't you just ask your boyfriend? I bet he knows what's going on. I'll bet he even has some answers for you. But, Blaine, if I were you, I'd be careful how I ask him. I'd be real careful.
Yeah. What's that? Well, cancel them. Come on, yeah, cancel them. No. Tell me about Mrs. Barton. How many? 12? Wait, haven't you talked to Dr. Matthew? Well, then I'll see him myself. All right. All right. Morning, Doctor. Morning, Mr. Colton. What brings you here? Or are you on a goodwill visit for the sake of morale?
You seem a little wound up this morning. Maybe you should prescribe a little medication for yourself there.
Sorry, Mr. Colton. It's been a long night.
Yeah, so I hear.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that you were the first doctor to be on the scene of the accident at Jerry Grove last night.
I've been training with the paramedics. We got the call and proceeded to the site of the accident. I didn't know it was Jerry until we arrived on the spot.
The parking lot, right?
Parking garage, yes. But what brings the district attorney down here? Hit and runs don't usually have you personally investigating.
No, Not usually. The police department thinks this night might not be an ordinary hit and run.
They think someone rammed Jerry on purpose?
Yeah, it's possible. I'm not sure we can substantiate that just yet, but then, in any case, a hit and run is a pretty ugly thing, whether intentional or not, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would, Mr. Goulden.
Well, good. At least we agree about that.
Pardon?
Never mind. Anyway, the department has given me this little incident to investigate, and so I need to shop around for possible motives, suspects, and in order to do that, I need to talk with you, as you were the first doctor on the scene, and then, of course, I need to talk with the victim himself.
Well, I can solve half your problem this minute, Mr. Goulden. Fire away.
Thank you. Except there's nothing I hate worse than a half-solved problem. What about the other half?
The other half, the most important half, Jerry is unavailable for questioning. Doctor's orders. I'm afraid you'll have to wait for his side of the story until he regains some of his strength.
Well, I understand he's been receiving visitors, huh?
Some people have been allowed in to see him, but they've all been close friends, and I don't think you fall under that category.
I see, so it's just friendly chit-chat or nothing.
I don't think I'd quite term it that way, since Jerry's not capable of speaking coherently anyway.
Well, it's your decision, but you understand that this delay is not going to help matters. I mean, whoever's responsible for this hit and run, helping us track him down.
I'm afraid I feel even more responsible if I allowed you to question Jerry and his condition got worse. He's not able to cope with tension of any kind.
All right, well, as long as you understand it's important for me to speak with him sometime, it could prove to be invaluable to me.
For you, I'm sure it would be, Mr. Colton, but as I said, I have the interest of my patient in mind. Jerry is sedated, and he's in a lot of pain. I doubt he'd be much help to you at this point. However, I will make sure that, should the time come he's able to accept more formal visitors, you'll be informed.
Oh, that's very kind of you, I'm sure.
Of course, you do have an alternative. I mean, if you have the time.
Yes, I'm beginning to think that what little time I did have has just been wasted.
Well, this won't take too long, since I only seem to have 5 minutes, but in that time, I'd be happy to tell you everything that I know. Where should we start?
Marianne, hi. I just heard about Jerry.
Oh, he's not good, Jamie. He's cracked 3 ribs, his arm's broken in a few places, plus a lot of minor cuts and bruises, and we suspect internal injuries.
Is he going to be okay?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. It's going to take a little time, though. Listen, you can stay a short while?
Well, yeah, I can wait if that's what you mean.
Yeah, I think I can get you in to see Jerry if you're prepared to give it a little bit.
Okay, I'll wait. Listen, in the meantime, you can tell me a little bit more about how he's doing.
Well, I could, but I might be accused of misinformation by Dr. Holloway. Why don't you talk to Rick yourself? He's just over there.
Zachary Colton. Wonder what he's doing here.
No idea. Rick?
Hi, Rick.
Hi, how you doing?
I thought you'd explain Jerry's situation a little bit more clearly than I could.
I don't know. You often have a way with words. Right now, we've got him under heavy sedation to curb some of the pain.
That bad, huh?
I'm afraid it'll be a long time before he feels comfortable.
Is he going to be okay?
We hope so. There's a possible internal injury, which we're keeping close tabs on in case it takes a turn for the worse.
What's that?
Russ suspects there may have been damage to the spleen. Now, that could heal on its own, or it could rupture, in which case we'd have to operate immediately.
Are you letting visitors in?
Normally, we only allow family, but since Jerry doesn't have any relatives in Bay City, Russ, or rather, Brian's taken the responsibility and indicated that he wants all Jerry's close friends to be able to visit him. If you want to see him now, I think you'll have to wait for a while. Russ is examining him.
Okay. Well, that's okay. I'll wait.
Yeah. Listen, I've got to get back downstairs. I'll have someone let you know when Jerry's free.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, Jamie.
What?
You look almost as ill as our patient. Can I get you some coffee or something?
Oh, no. Thanks. I've been pouring coffee into my system ever since about 6 this morning. I'm a bit shaky from it already.
You know, between you and Rick, I couldn't really say who's more of a workaholic.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, I don't know. I guess types like you just bring out all the latent nagging mother in me. Eat more, get some sleep, have some fun.
Yeah, well, I like to work.
Yeah, that's Rick's favorite line, too. He's been on duty since before they brought Jerry in. Nobody can get him to go home.
Well, I know, I can understand that.
I'll bet you can. You know, I don't know if you've been working all through the night, but you certainly look as if you have.
Shh. Don't tell anyone, okay?
Liz? Must be at lunch.
The Mysterious Chapter 7.
Well, it's nice of you to find the time to come over and see me.
No problem.
I appreciate your, coming here. I hate to take you away from your new position there at Corey Publishing, but then we had to find the time somewhere, didn't we?
Yeah, I guess so.
So, how are you feeling now? You completely recovered from the accident? All right?
Well, I didn't recover as fast as I would have liked, but I'm okay now.
But you're completely healed. You haven't got any after effects or anything like that?
No.
Ah, good. Glad to hear it. So I hope you won't mind if I ask you just a few questions here. I assume that you don't have a problem with your memory.
I beg your pardon?
Never mind, just a little private joke there.
Look, Mr. Colton, I think I already told the cops everything I can remember about what happened. I'm sure it's in a report someplace.
Yes, that's right, it is. I just thought maybe if I heard it in your own words, though, that you might give me some new clues or some insight as to what actually happened.
Yeah, okay. Well, what would you like to know?
Well, to begin with, why don't you just tell me what exactly you were doing when the accident took place?
Well, I was walking with one of the guys to punch out.
Yes, it was at the end of the workday, wasn't it?
Yeah. See, Frankie, that's the guy I was working with. Frankie spotted the frame kid, and he pointed him out to me as the boss's son. Then Frankie said that he had to go and do some work inside the shed, and I said I'd wait for him. And I was just, I don't know, kind of hanging around, looking at the frame kid. Next thing I know, I look around again, and there's a forklift full of 2x4s headed straight for Jamie. See, Jamie was standing right on the edge of the pier with his back to the action. I started running toward him, and I shouted at him to watch out. And I guess I shoved him out of the way. I don't know. I think he fell into some equipment or something.
And then you were, knocked off your own balance and fell off the pier onto a barge, right?
Yeah, I guess so. All I know is that if I'd hit that water, I'd be dead.
Well, fortunately you didn't, so you live and breathe to tell the tale.
Yeah. Well, I hope that was some help.
Yes, I think possibly it was. It's just one thing, though, I want to ask about.
Yeah, sure. What's that?
Why was it you said you were so intent on watching Mr. Frame? I mean, you were the only one that knew this accident was about to take place, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know, yes. And actually, it's kind of like I said. See, just watching the boss's son.
It's just a little odd, isn't it? Coincidental that this sort of thing should happen and to mar his visit on one of the very few days that Mr. Frame was down at the docks.
Yeah, well, maybe it wasn't a coincidence.
That's my thoughts, exactly.
Okay, Jamie. Keep it short and don't expect much out of it.
Okay, thank you. Jerry. Hey, how you doing? It's Jamie.
Survivors. Jamie, you and me didn't get us. Too smart.
Yeah, we've had our share of accidents, haven't we, Sheriff?
No, not accidents. Targets. You made it.
Listen, we're gonna go into all this when you're better, okay? Right now, you got a great team taking care of you, so just don't worry about how that accident happened. You just get well, and then we're gonna go out and we're gonna find some answers, all right?
You're gonna be okay.
Hey, buddy. Max sends his regards. We're all thinking of you, you know? And once you get better, just hang in there, okay? Take it easy. Okay?
Gonna be okay.
Betcha. Hey, Jerry, I'm gonna go now, okay? Let you get some sleep. Okay? I'll come see you later, all right? How's it doing?
We're doing hourly blood counts as a way of checking the spleen. That's about our only real concern. Other than that, it's a slow road to recovery.
Really messed up, isn't it? When's it gonna be out of danger, you know?
A few days. With luck. We have to operate it. Could be a bit longer.
Yeah, well, you don't look like you're in too terrific shape yourself.
Well,
Marianne tells me that you've been working round the clock.
Miss Nightingale's been keeping tabs on me.
That's right. We'll take it as a compliment.
I do, I am tired. I guess I've been on duty since this time yesterday, and I haven't had a break since.
Neither have I. Hey, has everyone been telling you how tired you look, how you need some sleep, and how you're not looking after yourself?
Right.
Yeah.
Thin.
Yeah, losing weight.
Right,
That's my
right.
problem all the time, right?
Yeah.
I know the situation. In fact, I've been at it a number of times myself lately. But basically, you just don't want to leave your patient, right?
That's right.
Now for the missing link. What could there be to hide, I wonder?
I think this pate is marvelous. I really do.
Well, you want to know something? Night before last, Phillip and I went out on an ice cream date. I had a banana split.
A banana split. Oh, I love them. I love them, and I love hot fudge sundaes. But you're getting out. You're getting out with our fundraising co-organizer, Phillip Lyons, are you?
We spent the night together.
Pat, that's wonderful. I envy you. Oh, I'm so glad.
Well, I'm not so sure, Dr. Delaney. I'm not. I don't know if I'm ready for something serious. What do you think?
Well, I don't know that you can ask me something like that. I mean, I would think it would be wonderful, but I'm going to change the subject. Tell me how work is.
Work is great, most of the time.
The rest of the time, it's not great because of Cecile. Hmm?
Yeah. But I must admit that since she's married Jamie Frame, she's not as caustic as she was before.
Is that what they call the mellowing effect of love?
Or the sweet smell of success? Too bad. I don't really care what she does as long as she stays away from me.
Well, how long do you think the honeymoon will last? I mean, the one between Cecile and you, not...
Oh, well, I think there's a storm on the horizon. You see, when she went away, Mac gave me the 82 budget to do, which is really a feather in my cap.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, if I know the little lady, she will turn it into a knife in my back. When she says the proposal that I've made, I think there's going to be fireworks.
You think you can handle it?
If you mean tactfully, can I handle it, the fireworks, without dousing it with liquid? Yes. Yeah, I think I can.
Good.
But not to say that it isn't going to be difficult. Working with the man who is Cecile's husband.
Oh, yes, it's sort of like divided feelings, divided causes, isn't it?
Yeah. When we get right down to it, I don't know what Jamie will do. If there's a conflict between Cecile and me, where will he stand? Guess we'll just have to wait and see.
And hope it doesn't happen.
Well, I have a feeling it's going to happen. And I'm afraid I won't have to wait too long.
Really? Uh-oh.
You all right?
Yeah, sure.
Look like you've seen a ghost.
Yeah, I have almost. I just came back from seeing Jerry Grove at the hospital. Did you know what happened?
Yeah, it's just a while ago. How's he doing?
Bad. Any coffee?
No, there isn't. There's none left. Listen, if you prefer, we can do this another time.
This is not going to go away, and we have a deadline coming up, so that's what this meeting is about, right? Got to deal with it.
All right, then. Let's begin. We've got 2.5 weeks before the first Sunday edition of the new, improved, better than before Daily Ledger comes out to the hearts and homes of all the people in Bay City. Now, there isn't much time, Jamie, so we've got to figure out what's got to be done. That is, if the paper really is going to be new and improved and better than before.
Well, shoot. You're the editor.
And you're the publisher. So let's figure out who does what, okay? First, let me tell you what I've done. I've taken care of the staffing situation. I've kept most of the former employees because I've heard and I know that they are pretty first rate. As far as the others are concerned, I think we should let them prove themselves under the new regime. Is that okay with you?
What? Yeah. Agreed.
Okay. Now, I made a list of some of the things I want the paper to cover. There's a dock situation. I've discussed that with you the other day. And some things like that. But I can show you that when that's finished. Okay. Now, as soon as you give me the go-ahead, I'd like to start moving.
All right.
Now, listen, because this is very important. I'm going to need some firm support from you, Jamie, in case there's any pressure from the advertisers. Some of the issues are going to be pretty controversial that we've discussed before, and they could bring some pressure down on me. Now, look, Jamie, it's a little rough being an editor and being on both sides of the fence. I mean, I'm a newsman, and I don't really want to worry about the financial input from the advertisers' revenue. And that's where it calls for a strong stance from the publisher, which means you.
Understood and agreed.
Yeah, well, I hope so, because sometime I may come to you and I'm going to need your full support. Understand, as well as a strong voice from the parent company, Corey Publishers.
Well, wait a minute. What do you mean by that, exactly?
Look, Jamie, if we're going to turn this paper around, it's not going to be an easy task. I mean, keeping a paper going today, it's a small miracle. I mean, there's the printing costs, the paper costs, this costs, that costs, labor, everything costs. Now, listen, when Mac starts going through the books, I don't want to be the lieutenant who jumps up yelling, charge, and then I jump out of the trenches. I look behind me and there's nobody there. You understand that? I want to be able to have complete support from all of you people.
I understand.
And I'll consult with you on the editorials whenever possible. And listen, Jamie, I know once in a while when you have the time, you might want to do some of the guest editorials as one of your privileges as a publisher.
Absolutely. Listen, Phillip, I want you to know that I don't intend on just being a figurehead or some kind of vague financial watchdog or something. Mac gave me the responsibility of being publisher of this paper, and I fully intend to become actively involved.
Well, yes, supplying the overview.
No, on a day-to-day basis.
Look, Jamie, trust me, believe me, any input you have to give to this paper will be greatly appreciated. But let's be realistic.
What?
Jamie, come on. You've got all these duties over at Corey Publishers. Don't you think you're going to be a little pressed for time when it comes to the newspaper?
Look, when it comes to this newspaper, if need be, I'll make the time.
Thank you, Liz, for taking such a long lunch. There you go. Chapter 7. Right where you belong. Right. Now I have my very own copy. Just for future reference.
Rick. Rick. How's Jerry doing?
Not terrific, but his condition isn't getting any worse.
Is anybody up there with him now?
Olivia's up there right now. She said she'd call you if there was any difficulty. He's needing a lot of sleep, so she cut out all visitation for the rest of the day.
That's good. I'll take a look in on him later on.
Look, what's going on with Mrs. Barton? I was supposed to run a whole series of examinations, and I forgot what the...
Hold it. This is no time for you to start anything. You need some sleep. What is it with you young people? You've got this obsession with keeping your eyes open.
I guess my eyelids are winning by default.
Yeah, well, you've been on duty for over 24 hours, Doctor, and nobody around here expects you to play the martyr.
Pity. I had the whole story worked out.
I am serious about that.
All right. I'll go home as soon as there's a break in the action.
Dr. Stein, please call your service. Dr. Stein, please call your service.
Mrs. Barton's she's been waiting for a really long time. Is Rick going to carry out the examination?
Well, he had it in his mind to, but he's not going to. Not if I have my way, at least not today.
Oh, I see you're worried about our overextender, too.
Yeah, I am. Listen, can't you say something to him? I mean, I think he'd listen to you, wouldn't he?
It's like talking to a brick wall. Rick makes his own rules.
Well, that's not quite good enough. We do run a hospital around here, you see. We can't have a patient filing a malpractice suit because one of our doctors didn't get to bed last night. Now, right now, Rick is capable of making some clear decisions, but in just a few hours, he's not going to be of any help to anybody.
I think he's mainly concerned for Jerry's sake. You know, he just doesn't want to leave in case you have to operate.
Well, that's fine, but if I do have to operate, he's going to be about as much use to me as the patient. Listen, will you, I don't know, go to him, do something, say something, whatever is necessary to get him out of here and get him to bed.
I see you're calling on more than my nursing capabilities.
Yeah, I am. That if you have no objection.
None at all.
Well, that's good. I have a feeling if anybody can get him out of here, you can.
How's it going?
Okay. How's Jerry?
You know, so far so good.
He's good?
Well, let's just say he's stable. What they thought might be wrong inside hasn't happened yet.
Good. A few broken bones can mend, but if something goes wrong
Well,
inside...
it's not for you to worry about.
I caused the accident, Joey.
Blaine,
I can't help worrying.
Blaine, let's not get into that. You just should be grateful that you weren't there when the accident happened, or else you could have got wiped out, too. Now, don't blame yourself for any of this.
I'm not in any position to do anything but blame myself.
Well, blaming yourself isn't helping Jerry, is it?
No. But it might keep somebody else from getting hurt, even myself.
Blaine, you're a survivor. You always have been.
The question of survival may not be my choice. Certainly wasn't Jerry's. In this business, you have no say about surviving once you become the victim.
You're not a victim.
Yet.
Look, don't run scared. You never have before, have you?
I know.
All right.
It's just... Oh, I'll be okay. The whole thing with Jerry just scared me, that's all.
Yeah, it scared all of us. Which is probably what was intended.
Well, the latest lab reports on Jerry indicate a fair degree of stability in his condition, but obviously we're still monitoring the blood count for any signs of fluctuation.
Well, that's good. Now, I want to be notified if there's the slightest drop.
Oh, of course. And I have a surgeon on alert.
Who's that, Maxwell?
Mm-hmm. I think he's the best. I hope we don't have to make use of his talents, though.
Yeah, well, I'm with you on that. Is someone in with Jerry now?
Linda Metcalf. And, of course, Kit is hovering around as much as she can.
Well, at least it's the right Holloway.
What?
Well, Kit, not Rick.
Well, why not Rick? I mean, he's been involved in Jerry's condition since he first arrived at the scene of the accident.
Yeah, much too closely, I think. He's been on duty too long. He's dead on his feet. He's too tired to be of assistance to anyone.
Oh, and they accuse women of mothering.
Oh, come on, I am not mothering.
Yes, you are.
Well, all right, maybe just a little.
What did you do? Did you send him home?
I got Marianne to get him out of here.
So we're mothering and we're matchmaking.
All right, so I admit it, but he was dead on his feet after all.
You know, Dr. Matthews, he's not the only one around here who could use some sleep.
Oh, no, of course, I realize that you've been working very hard, and it's... Oh, I see. You're not talking...
Talking about myself, no.
Well, I am not that tired, Doctor.
I think you should follow your own prescription. Go home and get some sleep.
Oh, all right. Perhaps something to eat.
I think that sounds terrific.
Have you eaten?
Well, as a matter of fact, I have, and I can always eat some more.
Good. And maybe I can convince you to join me in our 4-star cafeteria, huh? We'll get a little nourishment.
I think that's just what the doctor ordered.
Come on.
Don't notice the mess.
What mess?
How gallant. You hungry?
No.
Well, would you eat if I made you something?
Maybe.
That is an overwhelming incentive to cook.
Why don't you let me cook? I'm pretty good, you know, if I set my mind to it.
Kit told me.
Kit warned you mean? Is she still at the hospital?
Yes, I cannot get her to leave. Honestly, between the two of you.
I know. Impossible.
You said it, not me.
Maybe I'll have some to eat after all.
Coming up. You know, I really hope Jerry's going to be all right. I mean, for Kit's sake especially. She's really taking this thing pretty hard. His eye's going to be okay, isn't it?
Yeah.
How about if we start with a salad? You know, this might be kind of nice. I mean, just to spend like a quiet evening here. Just the two of us. Alone. Sleep well.
think I don't know that they intended to scare us?
Sometimes I wonder.
Joey, that's not fair.
And do you think what happened to Jerry is fair?
I know it was my fault.
I'm not saying that.
Well, I am. You know what that means?
I have some ideas.
It means I can't ever get close to anyone again. Not anyone. Because then it's going to happen to them what happened to Jerry. And I couldn't stand that.
Does that include me?
It means especially you, Joey.
Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself.
Famous last words.
I can.
That's what Jerry thought, too.
Jerry didn't know what he was up against.
After what happened to his mother, come on, Joey, you're not making any sense.
Oh, no, he knew that Jordan was behind the murder of his mother, but he wanted to get Jordan the right way. He didn't realize by seeing you, by trying to protect you, he was setting himself up as a target.
And you think you know better.
Oh, yeah, you can bet on it.
I don't want to bet on it, Joey. I don't want anybody else to get hurt because of me.
It's out of your hands. I'm going to take care of myself because I'm going to be able to take care of you.
Joey, come on, not here.
Not here what? There's nobody here. All right, you're right. We do have to play a game for a while, but it's not always going to have to be like that. Remember what I was saying last
Joey,
night?
don't.
No, listen to me. I was telling you that I love you. All right, true, it was bad timing. You didn't want to hear it last night, but you have to know how I feel. And I feel you feel the same way about me.
I'm afraid.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
I'm afraid for you.
Blaine, I can take care of myself. And what you have to do is let me take care of you. All right?
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Another World.